The simple act of walking is something many of us take for granted, especially as we age. Yet, maintaining confident mobility is key to staying independent, enjoying our lives, and simply feeling safe moving about. Did you know that falls are incredibly common among older adults? Statistics tell us that about 1 in 4 people aged 65 and older will experience a fall each year. While this number can sound alarming, it's important to know that falls are not an inevitable part of aging. They are often preventable, and small adjustments can make a world of difference. Some older adults seem to possess a remarkable ability to move through the world with ease and stability, almost as if they know something others don't. Their secret often lies not in complex exercises, but in subtle, mindful ways they approach walking. Today, we're going to explore 7 fundamental walking techniques, methods supported by experts in aging and physical rehabilitation that can significantly enhance your stability and confidence, helping you walk with greater security and joy. Understanding the impact of falls goes beyond just the physical injury. A fall can shatter confidence, leading to a fear of falling that ironically increases the risk of future falls. It can limit social activities, impact mental well-being, and sometimes even necessitate changes in living situations. Thomas, a gentleman well get to know better, experienced this firsthand. At 72, a retired engineer, Thomas had 3 serious falls in just 6 months. The last one was particularly difficult, resulting in a fractured hip and a stay in the hospital. As he tells it, that moment was a stark wake-up call. His daughter, understandably worried, began researching assisted living options, which felt like a giant step away from the independent life he cherished. It was during his physical therapy after the hip fracture that Thomas learned something truly transformative. His therapist didn't just give him a few balance exercises, she introduced him to a different way of walking, a series of small, intentional shifts in his movement patterns. These weren't difficult or strenuous. At first, they felt a little strange, but with practice, they began to feel natural. The change wasn't instantaneous, but within a year, Thomas went from living with the constant fear of falling to walking with renewed confidence. He even started hiking moderate trails again, enjoying time outdoors with his grandchildren. His journey underscores a vital truth. Adapting how we walk can profoundly impact our stability and independence at any age. Over the past couple of years, I've had the privilege of learning from leading geriatric physical therapists and balance specialists, and observing older adults who maintain exceptional mobility well into their later years. The insights gained reinforce what Thomas discovered: simple, fundamental changes in walking technique can offer lasting improvements in stability and confidence. Our exploration begins with a walking secret that might feel counterintuitive. It starts not with your feet, but with your eyes. Think about where you naturally look when you walk. Many people, especially as they get older, tend to fix their gaze downwards, just a few feet in front of their feet. The thought is, I need to watch out for obstacles. While vigilance is good, constantly looking down creates several problems for your balance system. It subtly pitches your head and shoulders forward, shifting your center of gravity ahead of your base of support. This posture can also cause tension in your neck and upper back. More importantly, when your eyes are glued to the ground directly in front of you, you limit your brain's ability to gather crucial information about the wider environment. You're missing input from your peripheral vision and losing awareness of what's happening further down your path or to the sides. This is where the three-point gaze technique offers a remarkable improvement. Thomas, physical therapist, introduced him to the three-point gaze early in his recovery. He admitted it felt odd initially, saying, "I was so used to scanning the sidewalk right in front of me. The idea of looking up felt like I was inviting disaster." However, he committed to practicing it. The technique involves consciously shifting your gaze between 3 points. First, establish a near point, perhaps 10 to 15 feet ahead of you. This spot is close enough to identify most immediate hazards with time to react, but far enough away to keep your head and posture upright. Use your peripheral vision to monitor anything closer. Second, periodically lift your gaze to a far point, maybe the horizon, a building in the distance, or your ultimate destination. Doing this every 10-15 seconds helps reset your posture, straighten your spine, and allows your brain to orient itself within the larger environment. Finally, and this is often overlooked, actively engage your peripheral awareness. As you look ahead, practice expanding your awareness to the sides. Can you detect movement or objects without directly turning your head? This broader visual field provides early warning for unexpected changes. Research, including studies published in journals like the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, shows that gaze direction significantly impacts gait mechanics. When people look down, they often exhibit increased postural sway and shorter, less stable steps. Adopting a forward gaze, like the three-point technique, can lead to improved stability and even faster reaction times to obstacles. It's a simple adjustment that can subtly but significantly realign your body for better balance. Take a moment to notice your typical walking gaze next time you're out. Do you look down? Just becoming aware is the first step. While your gaze guides you, your feet are your foundation. Our second walking secret focuses on the crucial point where your foot meets the ground. Watch a young child walk, and you'll often see a fluid, natural motion heel first contact, followed by a smooth roll through the arch, finishing with a push-off from the toes. This heel-toto roll is the biomechanically optimal way for humans to walk, providing natural shock absorption, efficient weight transfer, and a stable platform. However, as we age, many people unconsciously drift away from this pattern. Common habits include flat-footed walking, where the entire foot lands simultaneously, or even toe-first walking. These altered patterns bypass the foot and ankle's natural shock absorbers and diminish your base of support, making you more susceptible to losing balance. Flat-footed walking lacks the smooth transfer of weight, leading to a more jarring, less stable stride. Toe-first walking is particularly precarious, drastically narrowing your supportive base. The heel-toto roll technique reestablishes that natural, stable pattern. With each step, your heel should be the first part of your foot to gently touch the ground. Then, your weight rolls smoothly along the outer edge of your foot, the pinky toe side, across the ball of your foot, and finally pushes off with your toes. This creates a dynamic, triangular base of support throughout your stride and allows your ankle to effectively absorb the impact of each step. Thomas discovered he had been walking flat-footed for years. It felt so awkward trying the heel-toto roll at first, he recalled. I had to really concentrate on it. But within a few weeks of practice, he felt a significant improvement in his balance. The movement started to feel more natural, like his body remembered how it was supposed to move. Dr. James Richardson, a rehabilitation specialist with extensive experience in gait analysis, emphasizes that this rolling motion engages the ankle and foot muscles properly, distributing forces efficiently throughout the leg and preventing the kind of jerky, unstable movements that can lead to a stumble. If you have foot pain or stiffness, start slowly with shorter steps. Comfortable, supportive footwear, more on that later, is also key. A simple practice involves walking slowly along a line, focusing intently on the heel-toe motion. The goal is smooth, conscious weight transfer, not speed. Consistent, mindful practice builds the muscle memory. Try it now. Take a few steps, deliberately feeling the heel touch first. Then, the smooth roll forward. Did you feel the difference in stability? Moving upward, our third secret involves what physical therapists often call the forgotten stabilizers, your core muscles. When most people think of core strength, they picture exercises like sit-ups or planks, associating them primarily with fitness or abdominal definition. However, the deepest layers of your core muscles, the transverse abdominis and multifidus, are fundamentally your body's central stabilizing system. They act like an internal girdle, supporting your spine and pelvis, and providing a stable base from which your arms and legs can move effectively. Here's the challenge: many older adults unconsciously turn off their core muscles while walking. They let their midsection relax, which then forces other areas like the lower back, hips, and knees to overcompensate. This creates a domino effect of instability throughout the body, making you much more vulnerable to losing balance. Thomas admitted this concept was entirely new to him. "I never imagined my stomach muscles had anything to do with staying upright when I walk," he said. But once his therapist taught him how to gently engage his core, he felt an immediate difference. It was like suddenly everything felt more solid, less wobbly, he described it. The technique for walking is surprisingly simple and doesn't involve strenuous effort. Physical therapists often describe it as the zip-up technique. Imagine a very low zipper starting below your belly button and gently zipping it up towards your spine. This isn't about sucking in your stomach or holding your breath. It's a subtle, internal lift and gentle tightening, perhaps only 20-30 of your maximum effort. You should still be able to breathe normally and speak comfortably. The movement is so subtle that no one else would likely notice. Thomas found he needed reminders initially. He used small colored dots placed strategically around his home on a door frame near his favorite chair, by his walking shoes as visual cues. Whenever he saw a dot, he'd pause, check his posture, and practice gently engaging his core for the next minute of walking. Research from institutions like the National Institute on Aging highlights the direct link between core stability and fall prevention. Studies show that older adults who actively engage their core while walking demonstrate significantly improved recovery responses when they encounter unexpected obstacles or unstable surfaces. The key is gentle, consistent engagement, creating supportive stability rather than rigid tension. For many, particularly those with lower back discomfort, engaging the core during walking can actually provide relief by supporting the spine more effectively. Have you ever paid attention to your core while walking? It's a fascinating area to explore. Now, for a secret that might truly surprise you, because it involves a part of your body you're likely using incorrectly with every single step. Our fourth walking secret addresses something most older adults do completely backward without realizing it: their arm swing. Watch a young child scampering along, and you'll typically see their arms swinging freely, in a natural, rhythmic motion opposite to their legs, right foot forward, left arm forward, and vice versa. Now observe many adults, especially those concerned about balance. Their arms are often held stiffly at their sides, or even clasped together in front. This seemingly small habit has a significant impact on stability and efficiency. Your arms are natural pendulums designed to work as counterbalances. The opposing swing helps stabilize your trunk, prevents excessive rotation in your upper body that could throw you off balance, and contributes to forward momentum. Proper arm swing does more than just look natural. It actively improves your walking mechanics. It counterbalances the movement of your lower body, instantly enhancing stability. It maintains walking momentum, making walking feel easier and less fatiguing. It also contributes to proprioception, your body's unconscious sense of its position and movement in space. The recommended technique is a relaxed, natural swing, often described as the 45-degree swing. Your elbow should be bent at approximately a 45-degree angle, and your arms should swing naturally forward and backward, staying mostly in line with your body like pendulums, not crossing your center line. At the back of the swing, your hand might pass just by your hip pocket. Thomas found this technique particularly impactful. "I realized I'd been walking with my arms glued to my sides," he said. When he started practicing the swing, his walking pattern changed noticeably. He mentioned his daughter commented that he suddenly looked younger and more confident, even before he told her what he was doing. Thomas used a simple 3-day reset to re-establish his arm swing. Day 1 for 5 minutes. Exaggerate the arm swing, slightly make it bigger than feels natural to remind your body of the motion. Day 2, focus on synchronization, right foot forward, left arm forward, and vice versa. Day 3, focus on keeping your shoulders and arms relaxed while maintaining the synchronized swing. Research from gait analysis studies, such as those conducted at the University of Michigan, demonstrates the power of proper arm swing. They found that restoring natural arm swing can reduce the energy needed for walking, improve recovery responses if you stumble, and significantly reduce overall fall risk, some studies suggest by as much as 30 in older adults. The most common mistake is swinging the arms across the body, which can actually decrease stability. Remember, think of your arms swinging forward and backward in parallel lines. Do your arms swing freely when you walk, or do you tend to keep them still? Noticing this is a powerful first step. Our fifth secret brings us back down to your feet, and specifically, what you put on them, an area often overlooked in fall prevention discussions. Your feet are complex structures, packed with tiny muscles, bones, and an incredible density of nerve endings. Some estimates suggest around 200,000 per foot. These nerve endings are constantly sending vital information to your brain about the ground beneath you, its texture, slope, temperature, and stability. This sensory feedback is critical for maintaining balance. However, as we age, two things can happen. First, there can be a natural decline in the sensitivity of these nerve endings, a condition sometimes referred to as age-related peripheral neuropathy, even in mild forms not related to other health conditions. Second, the small muscles within the feet themselves can weaken over years of being confined in rigid or overly cushioned footwear. This combination means your brain might receive less information and your feet have less strength to react quickly. Furthermore, many common shoe choices can inadvertently create what podiatrists call proprioceptive insulation. While thick, heavily cushioned shoes might feel comfortable initially, they can dramatically reduce your foot's ability to sense the ground. It's like trying to feel the texture of a carpet while wearing thick mittens. Thomas experienced this. He was wearing slip-on shoes that were very soft and cushioned, thinking they were ideal for comfort. His therapist gently explained they were actually blocking the crucial sensory feedback his feet needed to help him balance. For optimal stability when walking, look for shoes with 3 key features. 1. A low, stable heel, not completely flat, but avoid heels higher than about 1 inch difference between the heel and the ball of the foot. A slightly wider heel base is also beneficial. 2. A relatively thin, flexible sole, particularly in the forefoot area. You should be able to slightly bend the sole near the toes. This allows your foot to feel and adapt to the ground contour. 3. Secure fastening laces, straps, or strong Velcro that holds the shoe firmly on your foot, preventing slipping or movement inside the shoe. Avoid slip-ons for walking if possible, as they don't provide the same secure connection. Thomas switched to properly fitted walking shoes with these features and noticed an immediate improvement in his stability, especially when moving from sidewalk to grass or navigating slightly uneven surfaces. But footwear is only half the battle, foot strength is the other. Just like any other muscle group, the intrinsic muscles of your feet benefit from exercise. Thomas incorporated a simple routine, toe spreading. While sitting, spread your toes as wide as you can, hold for 5 seconds, repeat 10 times. Towel gripping, place a small towel on the floor and use your toes to scrunch it towards you. Marble pickup practice, picking up marbles or small objects with your toes and placing them in a cup. These exercises improve dexterity, strength, and sensory awareness in your feet. Research published in journals like the Journal of Podiatric Medicine has shown that even short periods like 6 weeks of consistent foot strengthening exercises can lead to significant improvements in balance scores in older adults. Dr. Emily Splichal, a podiatrist specializing in human movement, emphasizes the importance of allowing your feet to do their job as sensory organs. Choosing appropriate footwear and strengthening your feet are fundamental steps in building a solid foundation for stable walking. Take a peek at your favorite walking shoes. How do they measure up against these 3 features? Moving from the foundation upward again, our 6th secret addresses the space between your feet as you walk. A common error many older adults develop, often unconsciously, is walking with their feet too close together, sometimes even allowing them to cross an imaginary center line. If you observe someone who appears unsteady, their walking base is often narrow. This creates what's like walking on a tightrope. Your potential base of support shrinks from a stable rectangle to a precarious line. The widened base technique corrects this by establishing a consistent, stable width between your feet. This doesn't mean walking with an exaggerated, wide-legged waddle, which can introduce its own instability. The optimal width is generally about hip width apart. This creates a stability rectangle beneath you with each step, providing a much more secure platform for balance. Thomas found this technique to be a revelation. He had unknowingly been walking with his feet almost crossing over for years. His therapist helped him see how this narrow stance was contributing to a subtle side-to-side sway with every step. To practice and make this width automatic, Thomas used a brilliant, simple method. He placed 2 parallel strips of painter's tape on his hallway floor, precisely hip-width apart. Several times a day, he would walk the length of the hallway, focusing on keeping each foot landing on its respective line. After a couple of weeks, he said, "The proper width just felt natural. When I walked outside again, even on uneven surfaces, I felt dramatically more stable." While hip width is a good general guideline, some individual adjustment might be needed based on your body structure and comfort level. The helpful visualization is to imagine you are walking on parallel train tracks. Your feet stay on their own track and never cross the center. Research from Gait Laboratories, like those at Johns Hopkins, confirms the impact of step width. They've shown that walking with an optimal base width can reduce lateral sway significantly and decrease the need for compensatory upper body movements to maintain balance. Dr. Lisa Constantalius, a balance specialist, points out that narrow-based walking is frequently observed in analyses of falls, particularly those where an individual stumbles sideways. Simply widening the base to an appropriate width can substantially improve stability in this crucial lateral direction. Take a moment to notice your own walking pattern next time you're moving around. Do your feet stay roughly hip-width apart, or do they tend to land close together or even cross? What did you notice? Our 7th and final secret might be the most powerful because it addresses the moments between steps, the critical junctures where falls most often occur. It's a surprising fact that falls rarely happen during steady, straight-line walking. Instead, they predominantly occur during transition moments. These are the brief periods when you change your state of movement, standing up from a chair, changing direction, turning corners, stopping suddenly, stepping sideways, navigating through narrow spaces like doorways, or moving from one surface type to another, like from carpet to a smooth floor. The common thread is that during these transitions, your body is briefly less stable as it shifts weight and reorients itself. The problem is that many older adults tend to rush through these moments. As our proprioception, our body's internal sense of position, naturally changes with age, our balance system needs a fraction of a second longer to gather information and adjust. Rushing doesn't allow this crucial recalibration time. This is where the mindful transitions technique makes a profound difference. Thomas' physical therapist noticed he made sudden, almost jerky turns. She taught him to insert a deliberate pause before changing direction or initiating any significant transition. It felt incredibly slow and awkward at first, like I was moving in slow motion, Thomas recalled. But he quickly realized that this brief pause completely eliminated the feeling of being wobbly or off balance during turns. The technique centers on the 3-second pause. Before initiating a transition, whether standing up, turning, or stepping sideways, take a brief, conscious 12-second pause. During this pause, fully stabilize your current position. Make sure both feet, if standing, are firmly planted. 2. Gently engage your core, as we discussed in secret number 3, for added stability. 3. Visually focus on where you are about to move. Look at the chair before sitting. Look down the hallway before turning. 4. Then, initiate the new movement pattern smoothly and deliberately, not quickly. For turns, which are particularly risky, use the pivot and step method rather than twisting your body. This means pause, lift the foot you'll pivot on slightly, turn your whole body by stepping the lifted foot in the new direction. Then bring the other foot to meet it, maintaining your hip-width base. Don't twist your torso while your feet stay planted. Thomas became very intentional about practicing mindful transitions at high-risk points in his home. He identified common danger zones getting up from his recliner, turning at the bottom of the stairs, stepping into the bathroom. He even placed small red dot stickers at these locations as reminders to pause. With consistent practice, the 3-second pause became automatic. He no longer needed the visual cues. Research from places like the Fall Prevention Research Laboratory at Oregon Health Sciences University highlights that a vast majority of falls, some studies suggesting over 85, occurred during these very transition moments. Implementing a brief, deliberate pause before transitions has been shown in research to significantly reduce fall incidence. This simple habit gives your balance system the necessary time to catch up and prepare for the change in movement. Think about times you felt unsteady or nearly fallen. Was it often during a turn, standing up too quickly, or stepping onto a different surface? Share your experience. Acknowledging these moments is part of building awareness. These 7 techniques, the 3-point gaze, heel-to-toe roll, core engagement, arm swing reset, foot strength proper footwear, the widened base, and mindful transitions are not isolated strategies. They work together synergistically, forming an integrated system that fundamentally improves your walking mechanics and enhances your body's natural ability to balance. The gaze technique helps align your posture, which supports the heel-to-toe roll. Engaging your core provides the central stability needed for effective arm swing and a strong base. The widened base technique offers the foundation for secure transitions. When you begin to weave these techniques together, the impact is greater than the sum of their parts. They don't just change how you walk, they can transform your entire experience of moving through the world, from feeling tentative to feeling confident and capable. Let's quickly recap these 7 empowering steps to more stable walking. 1. The 3-point gaze. Look ahead, not just down, expanding your visual awareness. 2. The heel-to-toe roll. Reclaim the natural, smooth rolling motion of your foot with each step. 3. Core engagement. Gently activate your body's central stabilizers for a stronger foundation. 4. The arm swing reset. Allow your arms to swing naturally as counterbalances. 5. Foot strength, proper footwear. Build strong feet and wear shoes that support stability and sensory feedback. 6. The widened base technique. Maintain a consistent hip-width stance for a stable platform. 7. Mindful transitions. Insert a brief pause before changing direction or movement. Thomas' transformation illustrates the power of integrating these techniques. His walking pattern shifted visibly from being hesitant and slightly unsteady to confident and fluid. His posture improved. He stands taller and moves with a sense of purpose he hadn't felt in years. Beyond preventing falls, Thomas shared perhaps the most significant benefit: walking became enjoyable again. It used to feel like a chore, something I had to brace myself for. Now, my daily walks are something I actually look forward to. Reclaiming the simple pleasure of movement is a profound gift. Implementing all 7 techniques might sound like a lot at first, but it's a process, not an overnight change. Here's a suggested plan to begin integrating these techniques over a week. Day 1, focus only on the 3-point gaze. Consciously practice looking ahead during all your walking. Day 2, continue the gaze technique and add the heel-to-toe roll. Focus on that smooth foot contact. Day 3, maintain the gaze and heel-to-toe and introduce gentle core engagement. Connect it with your breathing. Day 4, practice the first 3 techniques and add the arm swing reset. Allow your arms to swing naturally. Day 5, review your footwear and start incorporating foot-strengthening exercises into your routine, even for just a few minutes. Practice the walking techniques you've learned so far. Day 6, focus on maintaining the widened base technique hip-width stance while practicing the other walking techniques. Using the parallel tracks, visualization can help. Day 7, implement mindful transitions, especially before turning or stepping sideways. Practice the 3-second pause. After this initial week, spend just a couple of minutes before you walk each day to mentally review the 7 techniques. With consistent practice, they will begin to feel more automatic, gradually becoming your new, more stable way of moving. While you might notice improvements focusing on just one technique, the cumulative benefit of integrating them all creates a more robust and reliable system for preventing falls and enhancing mobility. Stories from others echo Thomas's experience. Patricia, 78, who had 2 falls in 3 months, found the mindful transitions technique to be a game changer. She realized all her close calls happened when she was turning too quickly or reacting impulsively. Robert, 84, highlighted the widened base technique. "I never saw it," he said, "but my physical therapist pointed out I was walking on a tight rope, essentially. Just widening my stance slightly made a huge difference in how steady I felt." Experts like Dr. Elizabeth Morrow, who specializes in geriatric rehabilitation, emphasize that consistency is paramount. It takes repetition to establish new movement patterns, but the brain's ability to learn and adapt neuroplasticity remains strong throughout life. It's never too late to make positive changes that enhance your physical capabilities. Think about your own walking habits. Which of these 7 techniques feels most challenging or most promising for you? Sometimes simply becoming aware of a habit is the first step towards changing it. Share your thoughts or what you noticed about your own walking. Perhaps you caught yourself looking down or realized your arms were still. Engaging with these ideas and reflecting on your own movement is a powerful way to begin this journey toward greater stability. Ultimately, these walking secrets are not just about reducing statistics. They are about reclaiming freedom, confidence, and the simple joy of moving securely through the world. When the fear of falling diminishes, new possibilities open up. You might feel more comfortable visiting friends, going for a walk in the park, navigating busy shops, or engaging in activities you love without hesitation. Falls are not an inevitable consequence of aging. They are often the result of movement patterns that can be identified and modified at any age with practice and attention. Thomas, who faced the possibility of losing his independence after multiple falls, now walks with renewed vigor and confidence, enjoying life's moments with his family. His journey reminds us that transformation doesn't require expensive equipment or grueling routines, but rather consistent, mindful application of evidence-based techniques. The beauty of these walking secrets lies in their simplicity and the fact that, while they require conscious effort at first, they gradually become second nature. Your body learns and adopts them, building lasting resilience against falls and unlocking a more confident, independent way of living. If this information resonated with you, consider sharing it with someone you care about who might benefit. A simple shared insight could potentially prevent a life-altering fall and help someone they cherish walk through life with greater confidence and joy. It's never too late to learn, adapt, and improve how you move through the world.